Ryan Robertson, man. Usually when I'm talking to you, you're talking to me from Western Australia. Now
Yep.
you're talking to me from Bali, Indonesia. Talk about the transition, man. Talk about moving from Western Australia all the way to Indonesia.
Obviously, I moved for myself and for Christy, just so I can train and we can focus on ourselves, just purely on our career and fighting, and then yeah, moving over here. Transition's been hard in the sense of like weather, the heat over here, and like the humidity is a lot more than what I'm used to in Perth, and then obviously the training. I'm back home I was coaching and working, and I didn't really train myself, so um, now that I'm here I'm training full time. So it's been a little bit to adjust to the amount of training that I'm doing as well.
The weather, it's describe the weather. I'm pretty sure a lot of people they've never been to Bali, so tell us how it is.
Um, Very hot, as in not heat hot like you're getting sunburnt, but just it's humid. You're hot. Your body's hot. You're sweaty. You feel drained and tired all the time. Mainly when we first got here, it was like we just could not be hydrated. Like we were drinking a lot more water than we were back home, but even then we were still feeling very dehydrated and tired and lethargic. But we've been here for a month now, I think, and yeah, we're getting used to it now, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, whenever someone goes to, let's say, like even Thailand, which is also very similar in weather,
Yeah,
you got to buy those electrolytes and big old jugs
yeah,
of water, like stock up
yeah,
on those things,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That definitely. That's what we've done. We've done. We buy a kombucha, which is like a drink that has a lot of stuff in it, good for your gut health and all that sort of stuff, and water, electrolytes, anything that is just going to help us stay hydrated. Lots of coconut water.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's a plus, right? It's all fresh out there.
yeah, yes, yes, it is.
One thing I notice about a lot of the fighters that train out in Bali, Thailand, is that they rarely gas out. I think it's because of that, right?
Yeah, yes, yes, it is. I trained here for a week. This is before we moved here.
Mm.
We're over here for a mate's wedding, and trained for a week, and then I gassed hard while I was here. But when I went back home, I didn't gas. I was like, and that was only after 1 week of training. So, um, yeah, definitely. I think the weather helps your gas tank, helps your energy while especially when you go somewhere that's not like here. It's not humid and hot and sweaty. So,
The training at Bali MMA, you said you went there for a week, so you understand like what type of training that you're going to get while you are there. How has it been for you? Getting your body used to training a couple times a day. Before you weren't doing that, right?
no, no. Before I was mainly coaching, and I would jump in here and there where I could to do some drills or get some sparring or anything like that. Whereas now I train every day, twice a day, and I'm getting coached as well. Like back home, I was my own coach, so I didn't get to see the flaws that I was doing. So I've come here, and all the coaches are telling me everything that I've been telling all my students. So it's been really good. And also just training partners. It's been great to like um, come here and train with like a lot of people here at Bali MMA, fight in one championship, Brave, all these other high level promotions. So it's really good. I get pushed a lot here.
Yeah, it must be a whole nother experience now for you, especially where you were coaching everybody. Everybody relied on you, and now you get to rely on everybody else, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely amazing. It took a little bit of time for me to adjust to being the student again. Um, that was a bit hard, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better at it. So
Training partner wise, who are your training partners now?
there's a guy named Pitu. He's fights in one championship. Stefa, he's in one championship. Eamon, he's in one championship. There's heaps of one championship fighters. Sonny, he's really good. He's like my size, but he's really good. He gets to push me and stuff like that as well. I don't know. There's just a whole range of people that like high level, whether they're high level wrestlers, high level strikers. Got like yesterday I sparred with a guy who's king of the ring champion, like Muay Thai champion. So yeah, he was really, really good.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it must be nice to have, being in that location, you get to have guys come in and do their camps
yeah,
and just kind of random drop-ins, which is healthy for a
yeah,
fighter because you need to be tested. You don't, you need to see new looks. You need to have a different feel for different types of bodies, fighters, whatever.
yeah,
Have you noticed that for yourself? Like your development is having like different people all the time. It just makes you
yeah,
develop much quicker.
yeah, yeah. Well, back home, that was a big part of my training for my guys. Was I was a really big advocate on my students cross training with other gyms so that they got fresh people, they got new people to test them, and then they got to test the things that they've been learning and stuff like that. So yeah, being here, just constantly new people are dropping in, always training with people. There's like 30 high level fighters in a class, so I'm always getting tested.
Outside of training, what are you doing? Are you do you work or do you just kind of live that
Nah,
fighter lifestyle?
just to live the fighter lifestyle. Christy and I saved up enough money to last a year with no work at all. And then in that time, we are just going to like focus on things that we like doing. I like doing graphic design and stuff like that. But lately, I've basically just been training and sleeping and trying to rest. Yeah, I haven't really had much energy to do too much. Play some PlayStation, and that's about it, really.
Well, very stress
So
free then.
yes, it is. Although the first 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks here, so I think we've been here for 5 weeks actually. Um, yeah, was a lot of that was pretty stressful. Getting the move, finding a house to live in, organizing all our bills and stuff like that, so that we can live the stress-free lifestyle. So, but we've got most of that done. Got a little bit more to do with our visas and stuff. So I head over to Singapore with Christy on Sunday. Going to corner a friend on One Warrior Series and sort out our visas to come back and then head home for a fight.
Outside of, training and getting used to the weather, what other obstacles have you faced living in a country that is not your own?
Um, Probably finding where to go for things and stuff like that. Like, so in here, there's places that you can go that it can be really expensive. And then there's other places where you can get the same thing for like a quarter of the price. So, finding places like that has been hard, just because we don't know the area and stuff like that. But other than that, not really too much. Everyone's friendly and helpful and happy to help. So, yeah, not really much difficulty other than like setting up ourselves to live here with all the house and stuff like that. So that's been the only thing really.
All right, well, let's get back to the fight, your fighting career, talk about that a little bit more. Your last fight, Diamondback Fighting Championship 9, you took on Brad Wally. You went to the judges,
Yeah,
it didn't go your way. Was that
nah,
that fight, was that something that kind of helped with making this decision, going and fighting or was that
no,
in the plans the whole time to move to
it was in the
Bali?
plan.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was in the plans the whole time. When we came over and trained for a week, that's when we sort of decided it. It was like it's up in the air. It wasn't 100%. It was like, look, what we're going to do is we're going to save. We're going to make it start next year. We'll go to Bali. But in that time, we'll save. If we have enough money, then yeah, we'll go ahead with it and go do it. So yeah, Bali was in the plans before that fight. So yeah, that was just a fight, just to finish off the year. Although I ended up finishing off with Gamma, I think. So
You start fresh this year with Eternal. You
yeah,
go to back. You actually go back home, right? You go back home to
yeah,
fight.
go back home to fight. So that was another benefit of like moving out here, because when I was at home and I was coaching and stuff, I gave that stage to all the amateur fighters because that was the only MMA show in Perth. So and shows don't fly amateurs around Australia. So it was that stage I just purely gave to them. But yeah, now that we're in Bali, I can get to go home and fight in front of all my friends and family. So, and I love doing that. So
All right. Well,
looking forward
February
to it.
29th, Eternal MMA 51. You're gonna take on Paul Loga.
Yep.
Paul Loga. He's a name that's been around for a long time. He is a
Yeah.
dangerous guy. He's faced some of the best in the
Yeah.
division from all around. What are your thoughts on him, man? Is he a guy that you've known for a long time, or is he a guy that's just been kind of like in distance, but you've seen him around?
I know him. I'm friends with him on Facebook and Instagram, and we've talked and stuff like that. So yeah, really nice dude. This is a fight that I think a lot of people have been wanting to see for a long time. And I've had a lot of people super excited about watching this one. Yeah, he's dangerous. He's dangerous everywhere. He's got striking. I think he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. So, and he's, like you said, he's fought the best in Australia. Um, so yeah, it should be a good fun fight.
Moving forward, Paul Loga, he is a good name, but are you gonna be more strategic in who you fight? Because you've faced guys on like 1 week notice or 2 week notice. You just hopped in there like
Yeah,
at featherweight even, right? So,
yeah,
are you gonna be more strategic with it since you are focusing more on your career?
yeah. I'll only fight in flyweight now. I've got a lot more options in fight shows to fight now on, not just in Australia but outside. So I shouldn't have a problem with staying in my division now. As for the matchups, or I'll leave that in my coach's hands. But like I still fight anyone that they tell me I'm fighting, I'll go in there and fight. But just yeah, strategically wise, it'd just be staying in my division.
So
It's
your
about the only
coaches
thing.
are the ones that basically decide, like if you are going to fight a certain fighter at the end of the day.
Uh, yeah, they'll make the last call. Except this one, I don't know. The promoters hit me up for this one, and I just said, I asked my coaches. I said, "Oh, do you want to take over?" They're like, "Oh, do you want to fight him?" I was like, "Oh, I'll fight him. I'll fight anyone." So, oh, we'll say yes. So that's how that one happened. But yeah, so I'd like to leave it in the hands of them from now on. So and then, but again, I fight whoever they put in front of me.
With this fight, are you in a training camp? So you got there a month ago. So basically, from that day you landed, you were in a training camp for this fight. Am I correct?
Yeah, yep, yeah. Training camp though is not really any different to just training. Very similar to how I trained all my guys back home. Um, they just like the coaches will hold some more pads for us and work on a bit more of a game plan and stuff like that. So there'll be like those implemented into your fight camp. But yeah, the training's still all the same. It's all hard training, hard work. So
With the weather being a big factor over there, do you feel like your conditioning is right now at this point just at another level?
yeah, definitely. Like I said, back home, I didn't train very much, so my fitness and conditioning back there was okay. Whereas here, like I'm now, I feel really good. I feel pretty fit. Well, a lot fitter than I've ever been. And I think when I go back home and I fight in that type of weather, I should be feeling really really fit. So yeah, I think that's good.
Have you added anything, since moving over there to your regimen of training that you did not have, when you were in Perth?
Yeah, I'm starting to do a bit more strength stuff. I never did strength. I hate doing weights and stuff like that. So I've started to do that, but it's been pretty hard. I've got a bit sick here and there, like moving to Bali. So, but it only ever lasts for like 3 days or something like that, and then I'm okay again. Um, but yeah, probably strength, weights. That's it. Just other than that, it's just extra training sessions that we've been doing compared to what I did back home. So I think that just plays a big factor in my strength, my conditioning, my fitness, all that sort of stuff.
A lot of people are expecting a lot from you since you did make this big move from Perth to Bali. What are you expecting from yourself in your first fight as a fighter, as just a fighter, as a student?
Just yeah. I I expect to, while I'm in there, feel more sharper, feel fitter, feel more confident. Um, be able to push the pace and not worry too much about my conditioning and stuff like that. And then be able to look back on the video after I fought and gone, yeah, I could see a massive improvement from when I was before my last fight, because it's all martial arts is self-development. So if we can do better than we did before, then that's what we're aiming for.
All right, man. February 29th, Eternal MMA 51, Perth, Western Australia. Ryan is back. Thank you, Ryan, for the time, and good luck on the fight, and good luck on everything that you're doing outside. Especially, I seen you've been doing the graphic design stuff, so good luck on that, and yeah, we'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.